To produce a modern vaccine, we have to bridge an immense physical gap. We start by isolating a single microscopic protein in a lab, but success requires mass manufacturing that exact molecule into millions of standardized doses. The foundational objective of any vaccine remains unchanged. We need to safely trigger a strong immune response, training the body to recognize a pathogen without actually causing severe disease. Historically, the field relied on whole pathogen methods to achieve this. These conventional vaccines fall into two main categories: live attenuated strains and inactivated or killed particles. Live attenuated vaccines use a weakened form of the virus. Because the pathogen can still replicate, it produces a robust immune response. The primary biological risk here is unpredictability. There is always a slight chance the weakened virus could revert to a more virulent phenotype inside the host. Inactivated vaccines solve that safety issue by killing the pathogen entirely. However, because the virus is dead and cannot replicate, the resulting cellular and humoral immunity is weaker, often failing to provide effective long-term protection without booster doses. Modern vaccinology bypasses these limitations using recombinant approaches. Instead of growing and injecting the whole, dangerous pathogen, scientists discard it entirely. They isolate and synthesize only the highly purified, harmless molecular targets that the immune system needs to see. Identifying that perfect molecular target is only the beginning of the process. The true bottleneck in modern biotechnology is engineering an industrial pipeline capable of manufacturing that exact molecule on a global scale, all while adhering to rigid regulatory law. A modern vaccine relies entirely on this scalable engineering and legal standardization to move from a theoretical lab discovery to a viable public health tool. To understand how this pipeline operates, we will follow a chronological timeline through 3 stages: R&D, biomanufacturing, and regulation. Phase 1 begins with the initial molecular blueprint. Rather than cultivating dangerous live viruses, researchers now use reverse vaccinology. This process screens a pathogen's genome digitally to locate the safest and most effective genetic targets for an immune response. The goal is to find a specific epitope. An epitope is a localized region on an antigen, a unique molecular identifier that our immune system uses to recognize and bind to foreign invaders. Once the optimal epitope is found, the recombinant procedure begins with gene identification. Scientists isolate the exact sequence of genetic code responsible for building that single protective surface element. Next is vector construction. This isolated genetic sequence is spliced into a circular carrier expression plasmid, creating a stable delivery mechanism for the blueprint. The third step is host transformation. The engineered genetic plasmid is introduced directly into a designated cellular factory line, instructing the cell's machinery to read the code and replicate the target protein. This precision engineering yields products like subunit vaccines made of pure proteins, DNA vaccines, or safe recombinant viral vectors that carry the blueprints without the disease. The R&D phase successfully disarms the biological threat, converting it into a precise, harmless set of genetic instructions ready for mass production. We move from R&D to biomanufacturing. Here, engineers face a critical dilemma. They must select the correct multiplication host to mass produce the protein, a choice dictated entirely by the structural complexity of the antigen. This matrix charts 4 biological systems used for multiplication, weighing economic scalability against complex post-translational folding capabilities. Bacterial systems sit in the bottom right, offering fast, high-economy growth, but lacking complex modification machinery. Moving centrally, yeast systems provide scalable, simple protein folding. Yeast systems are highly reliable. They serve as the standard biological factory used worldwide to manufacture the recombinant hepatitis B vaccine. For highly intricate structures, engineers must use insect systems, like baculoviruses, for complex glycosylation, or rely on mammalian systems. Mammalian cells are elite, high-cost factories required to achieve authentic, natural, human-like protein folding. Once a host is selected, it's scaled inside tightly monitored bioreactors that control temperature and pH. The resulting proteins then undergo downstream chemical processing to meticulously separate and purify them from any remaining cellular contaminants. Because these recombinant proteins are so pure, they often require adjuvant formulation, the addition of targeted immune stimulants to artificially boost the vaccine's overall potency. Biomanufacturing requires balancing these variables carefully, negotiating a strict compromise between biological perfection and economic viability. Before any scaled production reaches the public, the pipeline enters its final stage, regulation. Every vaccine candidate is subjected to intense scrutiny from national regulatory authorities. This framework is supported by global standard-setting bodies, primarily the World Health Organization, which provides the guidelines enforced by national agencies like the FDA. The physical testing begins with non-clinical evaluations. These establish the foundational toxicology and immunogenicity proof of concept in animal models. If successful, testing advances to human clinical trials. Phase 1 focuses strictly on initial safety and determining dosage in healthy volunteers. Phase 2 expands the testing to assess the immune response and track common side effects in a broader, targeted population. Phase 3 evaluates clinical efficacy and monitors for rare adverse events in massive, randomized, controlled trials. Phase 3 trials operate at an immense scale, requiring extensive public coordination and meticulous data gathering prior to earning commercial licensure. Even after distribution, the process continues through pharmacovigilance. Agencies mandate strict post-market surveillance to monitor long-term efficacy and track any exceedingly rare adverse effects that only appear across millions of doses. The clinical pathway proves whether the theoretical perfection of an engineered recombinant molecule holds up against the chaotic, varied reality of human biology. This rigorous clinical testing presents a final operational problem. Once a vaccine is approved, how do regulatory agencies guarantee that the 1 millionth batch is completely identical and equally as safe as the very first batch? To solve this, the pipeline relies on a bipartite regulatory scaffold, GLP and GMP. GLP governs preclinical research, ensuring toxicology data and safety claims are entirely credible. GMP oversees clinical and commercial phases, ensuring every single dose is produced consistently, with exact purity and strength. Meeting GMP standards dictates the physical engineering of the laboratory itself. Facilities must utilize dedicated air handling systems with precise pressure differentials, physically pushing air outward to prevent any chance of cross-contamination in the sterile core. GMP also enforces strict quality assurance controls. Every completed batch undergoes rigorous, standardized testing to confirm endotoxin removal and verify normal toxicity levels before lot release is authorized. A modern recombinant vaccine synthesizes precision microbiology with uncompromising industrial law. We design a targeted microscopic cure, and through rigid engineering and regulation, we manufacture it flawlessly for the globe.